Today's video is going to be a bit of a departure for me. Got to explore the world of colouring, which is something I don't normally do, but I'm really looking forward to having a play around with. And I have to say, at the outset, there are three people that have inspired me to have a go. And the first one is my good friend Martin Smith. The second is a Scottish turner called Gary Lowe. And more recently, a guy called Stuart Farini. And I'll put links to their channels down below in the description. All these guys are extremely talented. And I just want to have a play around. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm going to practice this on a 10-inch by 2-inch Sycamore blank. And the back I'm going to leave relatively plain. I think might do a bit of texturing on it. I'm not sure yet. But then the fun will begin when we spin it round and start colouring. I've got no idea what I'm going to do. We'll just see what evolves. It'll either be a total disaster, which I'm used to, or it'll be acceptable. But whatever, I will learn a lot. Hopefully you can learn a bit with me too. That's basically it, apart from to mention next weekend. Don't forget, UKIS at Coventry. Again, I'll put links down below. We've got some fantastic, I keep saying we, but I'm an organiser, as I've said before. I've got nothing to do with the organisation. We've got some fantastic professional turners with giving some wonderful masterclasses, and also the public demonstrations, of which, as I say, I'll be one, as well as Chris Fisher, the blindwood turner, Yuval Le Havre. I think Martin Smith is actually doing a public demo as well, and also Steve Twiddell. So it promises to be a great weekend, and if you haven't booked your tickets yet, go to the website and book your tickets now, and I look forward to seeing you all next weekend at Coventry. And without further ado, over to the lathe. Right, so I've got the blank mounted on my worm screw. I am going to square off the edge here and then square off the face, and then we'll get shaping the base of the bowl. Safety gear on. Turning at about 1,000 revs. decided is not to texture the back because it's got some really superb figure, very subtle, but I love it. So I am just going to possibly put a couple of beads in here, and I'm going to call the back done, and then I'll put Hampshire Sheen on. I just like it. It's got a lovely shimmer to it. So a few little knots there, a bit of pippy figure there. No, I'm not going to touch the back. I'm just going to put a couple of beads in the foot and put Hampshire Sheen on, and then we'll spin it round and we'll get colouring. Well, I'm very pleased with that. It's come up really well, and just need a little toothbrush just to get some of the wax out. Of the beads, and I think that's turned out rather well. And although I say so myself, I think it's a good idea that I decided not to texture the back, because it looks really good. The wood, that is, not so much the turning. Okay, we'll flip it around and see what I can do to the front. Now I've applied a hodgepodge of colours, bearing in mind I'm not the arty-farty type. A little crack has appeared there. However, I'm quite happy with how that looks. I was trying to sort of achieve some sort of an old worn out look, and I think I've achieved that. When this is completely dry, I'm going to apply some Danish oil on there and leave it for 24 hours. And in the trial pack, there's a little bottle of Danish oil. So this is nice and dry now, so I'm now going to apply some Danish oil, and it should really make it pop, and it does. Wow. I think it does. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is leave this overnight. Just put a little bit more on. Right, I've got to leave this overnight to dry. In fact, 24 hours minimum is suggested, and then I can take out the bowl and we'll have finished. So we're at a stage now where I've applied 3 coats of Danish oil, the Hampshire Sheen Supply Danish oil, and allowed a minimum of 24 hours between each application. I have then applied 1 coat of Hampshire Sheen High Gloss, and this is the finish we've got to date. What I'm going to do now is to hollow the bowl out, sand very carefully. The areas here which you see are I'm not quite sure how that's going to go. I might go a bit further out with the bowl bit, I don't know. I've drilled a depth hole to the depth I'm going to go, so that I don't go through the mortise at the back of the bowl. Finally, we have the piece finished. Well, that was very enjoyable, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. A few things I would do differently next time, but it's all down to experience and a learning curve. I did go with the Yorkshire grit on the inside of the bowl. I was a bit worried that through my lack of care, I might go over onto the edge and ruin the colour on the edge, but that didn't happen. I think in hindsight what I would have done is obviously put the colour on, turn the bowl, and then put the Danish oil on the whole piece, and then Hampshire Sheen. But nevertheless, I'm quite happy with it. I'm not too happy with the bead on the edge. That again was experiment, but never, you know, it's all learning, isn't it? But overall, I'm rather pleased with it. Well, thank you very much indeed for watching. See you all next weekend who are coming to UKIS. Really looking forward to that up in Coventry. And as I say, thanks very much indeed for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers now.